today on my sofa, I have Eddie Adams, the original drag queen, and was in the most original RuPaul's Drag Race. I then have Amy Lewis, who is the franchise and owner of Mooey's, and property investor over here, Katie Holmes. Welcome.
Hi, how you doing?
I am really, really good. So today we are talking about body confidence in the 21st century. Something, and actually a subject, which is really personal to me. And probably others wouldn't think that sometimes from looking at me, because they're like, oh, well, you're petite, you're lovely. Fuck, I have struggled with body confidence from having a gap in my teeth so I could fit a pound coin, my legs being overly muscly from ballet, like, shit. And I tell you, something happened to me 3 weeks ago, no, maybe 4 weeks ago. And I was sitting in your car, and I left, Katie's car, and I left, and Eddie was in the back. And I said, oh, I think I looked really shit today. And Eddie went, well, fucking hell, darling. I have to deal with it. And immediately I thought, I'm an arsehole. And do you know what? I'm good. So, body confidence. And do you know what, Eddie? I think it would be really good to start with you.
Okay.
Because when we did your podcast, and you'll hear it, Once Lost, Now Proud, from Glam to Damn, you talked about body confidence when you were young in school, because you decided to dress differently to others. So can you tell us a bit about what that was like for you growing up as a child?
Oh, well, I was kind of a drag queen, tranny, if you like, before it was cool.
Yeah.
So, it was a really quite difficult time. People were quite horrible to me. I got spat at in the street, bricks thrown, all kinds, really. And so, I still feel, though, that I had a lot of confidence. I must have done to be able to go out like that, dressed in, you should have seen some of the stuff I used to wear. Appalling.
What was it like?
No, I burned all the photos, so there's no evidence, I'm afraid. It was tough. But actually, I suppose I never really, it wasn't a body confidence thing, it was more of an outward appearance thing for me. So actually I was quite confident with the way I looked. The time that it really stumped me was obviously post treatment for my brain tumour. I used to be dressed full time like a woman, really, ultimately. I was a woman, I suppose, for all intents and purposes. But then, once you go through something like this terrible surgery, you don't look the same, you don't sound the same. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to go to the extreme effort that it took to make myself look what I considered beautiful. And that was really the time when I was very lost all my confidence in what I was, what I looked like, because and Christ, with a hole in your head, it is difficult to be confident.
And where are you now with that? Are you confident now? Because you do come across very confident. Doesn't mean to say that we are, right? Because I come across as confident sometimes. Inside, I'm dying.
I have to say, James St. James, who was an old club kid in New York, he said once on, I think, the Joan Rivers show or something, if you've got a hunchback, just throw a little glitter on it, honey, and go dancing. And, I've kind of lived by that for a long time, really, even before.
That's amazing.
But it is good, isn't it?
I love that so much,
And so, I suppose, obviously, it was a difficult transition into that circumstance. I've never really had a problem with my body. And to be honest with you, the more you take off, the worse it gets. It is tricky. And obviously, everyone has their kind of things they don't like about themselves. But I just think, you can't please everyone. And actually, I don't please many people anymore, so...
Don't need to. Good for you.
Just you.
Just
That's
myself.
it.
Well, not even myself, to be honest.
You need to start. You need to start. And Okay, so Amy, this is one where, so for everyone that's watching, I used to go to school with Amy.
We've known each other since
We've
we were like
known
8,
each other
I think.
forever, which is amazing, and even more so to have you on the show.
Thanks.
When we were in school, you suffered a lot.
Yeah, got really picked on.
Yeah, with bullying.
Yeah.
And I remember that like it tore you apart.
Yeah.
And I might even get emotional thinking about it. But how did you deal with it then? Because it's still happening today, right? It happens in schools.
You could have warned me about this, thanks,
Sorry.
Tracey. I'm just going to bring up there, thanks.
Because I think it's real. You
Yeah,
know, people are going through it every day, whether, you know, you're small, tall, fat, thin, whatever.
Yeah.
And not even, I don't even like the term fat. I fucking hate it, in fact. But whatever size you are, you have to somehow find a way of just accepting you and fucking loving every piece of you, right? How did you deal with that first and foremost in school, but then how did you learn to be you?
Well, I think, do you know what really, really fucked... We are allowed to swear, aren't we? Yeah. So what really fucked me off...
She's done it 9 times already.
Yeah, she has, sorry. Is that the person was picking on me for being fat or chubby was a fatty as well. I mean, how can a fatty pick on a fatty? We're meant to have each other's back.
I thought you were supposed to be jolly as well. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, if you're chubby, you make up for your personality. She didn't. She was mean and horrible. However, it was the same crew, and if it wasn't for my tribe, I would never have got through it, to be honest. Well, I would have, there's no doubt. But kids are cruel, aren't they? And I think for me as an adult now, I try so hard. I never say anything in front of my daughters about my bum, my size, my anything, because I don't ever want them to feel like that's the norm. And if I can keep them off social media forever, then I will. But I suppose when I felt truly comfortable and confident was when I left school and I went to beauty college, and I felt so confident then. Yeah. Because I felt like I found my people, I felt like I found my place. And although it was really stiffy, really stuck up and a bit wanky, actually I felt really glamorous, and I felt like, that's where I belonged. Yeah. I'm a much better adult than I was child, for sure. And I really enjoy being an adult compared to a teenager. I think it's so tough. And now it's like, if you're not different, then you're picked on.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it's just, you're just picked on for anything, aren't you, at school?
Can't win.
Yeah, exactly.
And now you can't get away from it. When we were at school, we could go home and shut the door.
Yeah, but now it's all over social media.
I
mean, I could do
now.
a rant on about social media forever, but yeah, exactly that. Yeah. And I think if it wasn't, we had a really tight-knit crew, didn't we? And also, I've always been 5'6", 5'6.5", and a size 14 since I can remember. Since I can remember, I've been a 14 to 16, always. And I've gone up and down a few times, but I don't remember ever being any different. And my best friend is 5'1".
5'1", thank you for that one in.
5'1", size 6 petite, and they're too big for her. So, you couldn't get any further, difference, could you?
No,
but
I
it works.
suppose not. But
All right, calm down. Jesus.
It works.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And, I've always felt that you are absolutely stunning. And I know that, you can't keep your hands off me, can you? Yeah, she loves a grope, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Who doesn't? She loves a grope.
It's okay, right?
Yeah.
I don't.
If it's consensual.
No, I know. We're like your worst nightmare, aren't we?
You're not a hugger or a groper or what?
Like what? Not a groper of women.
Women, yeah. That 1 inch means everything to him, but
my fair share of men.
And talking about that, what is it like body confidence in the gay community? Are they just as...
They're vicious.
Really?
Vicious.
Bleep.
Sorry. Well, the interesting thing is when I was dressed as a woman, and it was I was doing this for about, I suppose it must have been 13, 14 years. It was always straight men. And straight men loved it. They absolutely, they're gagging for it all the time. Gay men, on the other hand, you've got to be like muscular and.
There's no veranda above the toy shop, is there, going on? Not in the.
Oh no, not a veranda above the toy shop. No, there's not. Unfortunately, I have a massive penis, which.
Unfortunately.
Well, no, that's the only thing that's seen me through, to be fair, with the gays, you know. But.
You heard it here.
What, massive penis?
Massive penis.
What you do?
Yeah.
I would never would have known. Maybe we should
We'll
have a bit
untuck in the back room.
But no, in all seriousness, yeah, horrible. Gay men, they are very, very. You have to look a certain way, and I don't look that certain way. You know, it's not. I'm too feminine, and they just don't like it. So you know, kind of, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
But
it really is.
yeah, it's a shame I'm not a tranny still. Yeah. You're not allowed to say tranny anymore.
Are you not?
No, you're not really supposed to say tranny, but I do.
Because you can.
Because I can,
You
and
can,
I will.
you have been and are. That's fine.
I know.
Right?
Don't tell me I can't be a tranny. That was my identity for 10 years.
I just wish everyone would be kinder. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why do people have to be mean because of what you choose?
I'm quite mean, to be honest.
you?
Yeah, no, I'm quite.
It's a different
nasty
kind of
bitch.
mean, though, isn't it? You wouldn't just be mean to Joe Bloggs on the street for no.
Well, I try and punch up rather than down most of the time.
Like, but if I walked past you in my, in my tutu, I love my tutu. But if you wouldn't go, oh my God, like to my face. You might do it like quietly.
You're behind your back, like you
Like
know,
normal people.
normal people.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But you wouldn't
100%,
like fully
yeah,
go.
yeah.
But people go in, don't they?
They do.
And as they did.
Like their
did
opinion
with you.
matters.
And
That's the
especially on
difficulty.
social media,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because there's no, consequence.
Katie,
Yes.
when you were younger,
Yeah.
you've told me that you were skinny,
Yeah.
flat-chested,
Yeah.
like that there was literally nothing to you at all.
There's nothing going on. I asked a boy out once and he told me no because I was so flat I made the walls jealous. Literally, honestly, I was devastated. I love it. I was devastated.
Oh my
Like,
God, do you
yeah.
know who that is? Like, have you gone?
His name is I've never forgotten it. And he works for So if you ever watch this, Mr. Yeah, I'm friends with him on Facebook. It's all right. We went to school together. But yeah, no, he did. He told me I was so flat. I made the walls jealous, so I was never going to be his girlfriend. Because at that time, it was all about, getting titted up at the bike sheds, wasn't it? And there was none of that going on for me.
And look at you now.
I know, right? I had the old Deirdre Barlow glasses.
Yeah.
I had fixed braces, top and bottom. I had a really bad perm, really
But
bad
how
acne.
did you feel at that point in time? Did you feel
horrific.
right? Okay.
No, awful. And a bit like Amy, I got bullied as well. I'm sure I wasn't the most pleasant of people because of that. I mean, and it takes time, doesn't it? Like, you're heartbroken when you, at 15, I mean, I have a 13-year-old and it worries me all the time. And like Ames, I try and instill in her, stop trying to be different, just be you.
Yeah.
There's nobody else like you and you're fucking awesome and it doesn't matter. Of course it matters when you're 13 and to 15, but then literally overnight, I just tits, arse, like it all, like...
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, honestly, it was literally, I was like, must have been about 18. Literally overnight. I woke up and went, oh my God.
It's like on the vision board.
Yeah, and I've always, I was so desperate, I didn't need to pay for them. Like, I literally went from probably a size, well, I don't know, whatever you are at 15, a size 6, and then I've always, from then on, been a 16, 14 to 16. I'm a comfortable 16, and I'm all right with it.
Yeah.
Could do with losing the chin, but not because it makes me, not because I go out and worry about it. I just fancy a bit of a jawline.
Yeah.
But I like me, and I've spent so many years looking in the mirror, saying all the wrong things to myself. And I said this to my kids, you wouldn't dream of saying the stuff that you say to yourself to your best mate.
Yeah.
So why would you say it to yourself?
Oh, I would go pretty far
I
in
know.
on my best mates.
But do you know what I mean, though? Like, when it's that girly conversation,
Yeah.
your mate's like, oh, my butt, my arse is big, or my da-da-da. And you say, I tell my friends if they don't look good. I don't say them, you don't look good. I'd say to them, I've seen you look better.
Yeah.
And I would tell them, but I spent so many years, like, looking at, well, how many conversations have we had in the past? And I'm like, oh. And one day something just clicked, and it really did just click. I was like, I'm done. And really, it was in COVID, in the lockdown, fed up of dressing like as the same old mum at the school gates. Why aren't I? And clothes really do a lot for me. I have a fabulous selection of sunglasses because it doesn't matter how fat you are, sunglasses always look fabulous. But I always say to my kids, fat is something you have, it's not something you are. You have toes, you are not toes.
Yeah.
You know, and a little bit of fat.
I love that.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean? Like a little bit of fat, the boys and some of the girls like grabbing onto it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think
You know,
the main thing to really consider though is that it's if other people are judging you, it's not because of you, it's because of them.
Of them,
Absolutely.
yeah, absolutely. They're putting that on you all of the time. And so, do I rock up at the school gates in a leather jacket and a fedora and, you know...
What do your kids think about that?
Well, they love it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they literally, they love it. They
He's
love
like in
it.
his head, oh
If my
gosh.
mum rocked up to the school gates in a fedora, I'd punch her in the face.
My kids are a lot younger than you. My other half, having said all of that, hates it.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's like, please don't wear that. Or
Really?
Are you
That's
really going to wear?
interesting.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I'm totally wearing it. And he doesn't do the please don't wear that because he's embarrassed of me. He's like, you do you. Yeah. Like, if you're happy, I'm
not his
happy.
style.
But it's not his style.
Yeah.
He doesn't, it's not his thing. Whereas me, if I could walk around, well, I do walk around like this quite regularly in a band T-shirt and a jumpsuit. You know, it's just...
It's also whatever makes you feel good.
It is, and it's a lot of work. And for me, with a lot of things in my life, fake it till you make it.
100%.
Without question.
Yeah.
For everything I've experienced in my
I
world.
do think, as women, I'm sorry to...
Oh, no, carry on.
You know, we go through childhood a certain way and we develop as women, right? So like you say, you're flat-chested. Then you've got these boobs, you've got an arse that you don't know where that's come from. Then you have children and your body then completely changes.
Yeah.
And I remember after having Isla Lily, like the first time I looked at myself naked in the mirror and I was just like, oh God, like my body had changed, but I think I wasn't mentally ready to see that yet.
Isn't that interesting? Because I was the other way round. Because before I had Violet, I was always really body conscious, really aware of how I looked and like I'd hold my tummy and all the rest of it. And I was only saying to Eddie in the car this morning, once I fell pregnant, I was like, brilliant, don't have to hold my stomach in anymore, number one. And number two, I didn't get stretch marks because I was already a bit podgy. Yeah. So my stomach just grew with baby in it, whereas before it was growing with chocolate and God knows what else in it. Yeah. So like once I'd had Violet, I was like, you know what? I've grown a human. Yeah. Like, that's awesome.
You felt really empowered after
I did, I really did. And I wasn't, don't get me wrong, I wasn't barefoot in the kitchen or any of that hippie stuff. There was none of that going on. But I'm not that person. But I was just like, you know what? I've suddenly realised this is who I am, and if you don't like it, then I can't be asked.
Yeah. I really struggled after babies.
You did?
Yeah. Because I got really confident before having a baby. And, you know, I was so jealous of all those people that grew a human and loved it. I was just like, I don't like this. There was something growing inside of me, something taking over my body, and now it's got to hang off my nipple and everything's got to... I just don't like this. And then my whole body changed. It took me ages, probably until after my second, really. Probably a year after Piper was born, for me to really embrace that I'm now different.
And I think there's so many areas where we don't have confidence, and then we find ourselves when we start to grow these little lumps and bumps, and we're like, yeah, we're confident now. And then you go through or go into the working life and you have to dress in a different way, be a certain person, you have to get that confidence back again. Then you have children and your body completely changes and hormones and everything like that. So you have to find that confidence again.
Yeah, it's like a constant challenge.
It's constant.
And look at what we're faced with on social media and, and
100%.
all of that every single day. And thank God for people like Alison Hammond. I mean, what is she doing at the minute? She is slamming it, and it's brilliant because she's saying, I'm fit, I'm healthy, I've got boundless amounts of energy, and I'm a big girl and I'm all right with it. And I love that. And I know Tess Holliday gets a lot of people on social media because she's a big girl and people are like, oh my God, that's obese and it's horrible to look at. Yeah, maybe for you. Well, don't look.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, keep your trap shut and walk on by is my philosophy. And I just think I think you hit the nail on the head. Just be kind. And I know we bat that be kind stuff around all the time, but it does boil down to that because we live in a really tricky time.
But also, we have to remember, I think, that the people that are being unkind are normally dealing with their own issues.
Absolutely.
And it's normally their own problem. You know, the fatty that picked on me for being fat definitely had her own issues.
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
What a prick.
And you know, there's that saying, isn't there? Point the
yeah.
finger at someone else, you point three back at yourself.
Let's
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
that,
It's just-
that social media thing again. So I saw on Instagram yesterday, I think it was Megan Fox. I mean, unreal.
Hottie, yeah.
And
Cannot stand to look at herself. She's got body dysmorphia,
how
literally hates herself.
it's tragic, isn't it?
So, you know, we're sitting
What's
there
that
as the
voice?
viewer going, oh, she's hot. And we compare ourselves
Sure.
to someone like that. But she's...
She doesn't even like
she
herself.
doesn't
And if
even
she
like
can't keep
herself.
a man, then what are we going to
You know,
do? Like,
it's-
you can't, it's
but
not
everyone's
comparable, is it?
striving for that, like, perfection, aren't they? But what is it?
Do you think it's possible? Do you think it's possible to be completely happy in your own skin?
if you don't give a shit about other people and what they
If you-
think?
yeah. Not every day of the year.
Yeah, I think it is comes in waves.
Yeah,
Type
I
thing,
agree.
You know.
Yeah, I agree. And from a female point of view, there's certain times of the month, obviously, that you just go, not today, Satan.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But for the majority of the time, I'm comfortable in my own skin. As long as I'm wearing, and I know this probably sounds quite fickle, as long as I'm wearing the clothes that I love.
Yeah.
If I feel like I have to conform at the school gates to the next mum thing, I mean, okay, I don't wear my Biffy fucking Clyro t-shirt to pick the kids up from school, like, it's a step too far. But I might wear my earrings that say fuck it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I have to be me, and I feel like for a long time I had elements of me that had to be dulled down. You're too loud, you're too much. I remember working at a job and I used to answer the phone, and it was always a girl I worked with, her partner would always ring in. I'd answer the phone and he'd say, "Oh my God, you're so loud." And I always felt like I had to dull myself down a little bit, dull my
Dull your
sparkle.
sparkle, yeah, that's it.
And, you know, I'm not doing that anymore. There's
No.
a book about that.
Oh, great.
Anyway, I don't do that anymore.
How are you about walking around naked? How do you feel about that?
Do you know, if you'd have asked me that 6 or 7 years ago, I'd have been like, absolutely fucking not. Now, I mean, I'm not going to, don't worry. But, like, you know, it wouldn't be a problem.
No.
Yeah.
What about you,
Because we've got
Trace?
bodies.
Yeah, it's funny because, like, Luke always says to me, it's like, I want to get into bed sometimes and you just not have any clothes on.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, sorry, Luke. But he loves my body, like, he loves me,
Yeah.
you know, in terms of he loves me, but he loves my body.
Oh,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You know,
yeah.
But it's tricky,
but
isn't it?
I find it really difficult to do.
Yeah.
Really difficult.
And I get that because with my first husband, not that I have a current one, but he was very much, oh my God, I fancy you so much. And that was at the time when I was like, oh, don't look. You know, I mean, you remember that, don't you?
I do.
Whereas now I'm like, take me! Like, no, please. Now! Yeah, it's weird. I've gone into my mid-40s and I'm all over it. You know, like, it's weird. And it comes with age, I think, sadly.
What was the question again?
I don't know.
Can you walk around naked quite confidently?
No, actually. Like, again, I used to wear all kinds of, like, underwear and
Did
stuff.
you?
Yeah. Oh, when I was dressed up. Yeah, no, I mean, like, I could rock it then. I'd rather have a bit more muscle now, I think. Really? Yeah, no, I mean, everything's just gone to pot. So I'm not really comfortable
Welcome
walking
to
around
menopause.
naked. Yeah, well, I'm definitely going through menopause at the moment. I think, you know, I with all the surgery and everything, you know, and you know, everything that comes after that, you just lose your, you know, your body just kind of goes as well.
And did that happen? So once,
Yeah. I mean, you know, like, I was never plump or fat, but everything was kind of in the right places, and it's not anymore. And so that kind of, you know, I don't think I'd, you know, be comfortable walking around naked. Fortunately, I don't have anyone to walk around naked in front of at the moment, so you know, forever hopefully. One and done, dear. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, no, but I think I could be. To be honest, if you don't feel confident in your own body, find a way to be confident. If it means going down to the gym or doing a bit of exercise or
change up your clothes.
100%. It's up to you, really. At the end of the day, if you're not happy, you are all you've got to work with. You've got to make it work.
Yeah, definitely.
And can I just make it
I was going to
clear?
say clothes is a good one because I was going to come to you on this.
Thank you. I was just going to say,
I'm there. Yeah, I'm the host, presenter. So I'm there. What I was going to say was there was a point in your life where you went to go and find a stylist purely because you didn't feel like anything in your wardrobe did you any favours.
Absolutely.
So what made you think I need to go and do this, and how did you find them?
Yeah.
Who was it? I mean, we'd love to know.
Well, first of all, her name is Stevie B.
Okay.
And it was in the middle of the pandemic, and I'd just moved in with Owen, and life was just rattling along, and everything got a little bit samey, didn't it? And I was spending my life going, I don't want to teach at home, I'm going to go on TikTok. And this woman, I know, I don't post on TikTok, but I love looking at it. And this woman popped up on my feed saying, literally, wear the shorts. And she was a stylist. And her story was she was always starving herself and going out and styling all these amazing people. I mean, she's styled Kate Moss. She's done all of this stuff.
Alison Hammond as well.
Yeah, she's doing Alison Hammond at the moment. And so she styles all these wonderful people. But she was inside. She was starving herself, always felt like she wasn't good enough and playing it safe. And she just got to the point in her life, she's like, what am I doing? In summer, she's wearing jeans, not getting her legs out because of cellulite or whatever. And so I watched this TikTok, and it was like, 30 seconds. I just watched it over and over again and thought, oh my God, that's me.
That was her whole campaign, wasn't it? Just wear the fucking shorts.
Wear the shorts. And so I literally sent her a message on a DM on TikTok and was like, first of all, how much are you? Because, stylist. And we had a conversation, and I told her all about myself. And of course, we couldn't meet in person. So we did a couple of virtual meetings. I took my little phone into my wardrobe, and she was like, you can get rid of that, get rid of that.
Yeah.
These are all the essentials that you need. Order that stuff, and we'll talk in a week. And I was like, okay. And then she sent me a load of links saying, I think this would suit you. She asked me about what I liked in life, what I liked in music, all this stuff. She wanted to know about me, and she's like, I think you're going to rock this.
Is this a Stevie B creation here?
This is my own creation, but this is totally Stevie B inspired.
Yeah.
And she posts these things, and I'm like, oh my God, I love that outfit. And then I'll go and try and find something similar. But she totally inspired me. She's just living her best life.
Was there a piece of clothing which she picked for you, which you'd never have thought you could wear before?
Yeah, I've got photos that she took, and it was just one of these, literally, it was tuck your T-shirt in.
Okay.
Tuck your T-shirt in, because, as women,
you
you keep it loose and you hang it over your bum, and she's like, tuck your T-shirt in. Show them you've got a waist. You might be all the same all the way down, but you put a belt around it, it changes it completely. Yeah. And it was literally as simple as tuck your T-shirt in. But this, I was like, I've always wanted one of those.
And you had a big pink teddy coat, didn't you, that she picked for you?
No, I bought that after speaking to her. Yeah. But she sent me loads of links of different bits and pieces, and she was just like, you can do this, man. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I can. And she changed my life. I know it sounds really daft and really but she really changed my way of thinking. And so for me, it's been since the pandemic. Yeah. I've just started dressing how I've always wanted to. You've had this conversation with me a million times. She's like, there's a little rock chick in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And she's right. Yeah. I always wanted to go out in tutus and DMs.
But she's allowed you, she's encouraged you and given you permission to be you, which is incredible. How amazing is that?
Yeah, she is amazing.
What we should all do for each
other. Absolutely.
Definitely.
And like I say, she worked with Kate Moss. Now she's working with Alison Hammond, who are different ends of the spectrum and just rocking it.
Yeah. I can't imagine, I was suited and booted, right, for, I don't know how many years, 15 years.
Yeah.
Suits, heels, London. Never thought in a million years that I would, or even, I didn't even own a tracksuit.
Oh, really?
Right? But I love just to wear a tracksuit trainers or tracksuit and boots, DMs, a hoodie. I just thought, that's not allowed, that's not you, Tracey. Now I absolutely love it.
It's amazing,
I love
isn't
it. Yeah.
Finding finding what you're comfortable. And when
Yeah.
you're on like an entrepreneur, or you make your own rules up.
Yeah.
That's what I love.
And that's it. And now I can
Yeah.
dress however I fucking want.
Yeah, but
We're
you're
quite civilised.
But you still see an element of the old me, because like if we've been together, I've said to you, is this all right?
Yeah.
Can I wear this? What do you think to this? And you're like, you do you,
Yeah.
babe.
Always.
Same with that, you know, you do you. And, you know, even today, choosing what to wear, Amy said to me, wear the thing that you'd want to wear the most, because we're talking about body confidence. I was like, yeah, man, I love it. But
We love it.
which is like great, but it, you know, there's still those, you still have those little voices in the back of your head saying, can you do this?
Of course.
But that's normal, right?
Yeah.
But you need to drown those voices out with the, fuck yeah, I've got this. And we need to instill that in our young people.
We do.
Yeah, we
Without
do.
question.
Because that, for me, it puts the fear of God into me with my youngest. And I think you hit the nail on the head when you said, I don't talk about or say I've got a big bum or this, that and the other, because you don't want them to feel
And
that
I always
way.
shower with them as well.
That's
They
so
love
good.
it. The little one, Piper especially, still does it.
That's adorable.
Because I want them to feel comfortable, and I will walk around naked so that they know that that is normal, and I'm not
See,
embarrassed
it's
or
mad, isn't it? 'Cause
ashamed.
my daughter's never ever seen me naked ever.
Really?
Ever. No.
Go and
See,
have a
mine-
shower with her. It's like one of the best things
She'll be
ever.
like, Mummy, get out.
Yeah, jump on her face.
It's a bit deeper, isn't she?
I think it was my middle child that said to
My
me,
shower.
Get out.
my middle child said to me, I can see your nipples through that top. And I said, yeah, it's because I've got them.
Yeah.
She was like,
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
know
it's
what I
really
mean?
important. But I do, and I just think it's great. I don't hide away, because what's the point? We are who we are.
So advice time here, right? What advice? We'll start with you,
Oh,
Eddie.
God.
What
Advice?
Advice.
You want me to give people
I want
advice?
you.
I want some advice.
yeah, me too.
I want you to think about your entire journey, transition, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
and give some advice to the viewers of how they can feel confident. Things that, like, I suppose you've touched on a couple.
Yeah.
But yeah, just some real raw advice.
You know, I really don't want to give the advice I'm going to give.
Do it.
But smoke weed every day. Every
Less
day.
of a shit.
Well, you do
do.
give less of a shit.
Yeah.
And it's all more fun.
Does it make you feel more body confident?
I don't know about body confident, but
Well, that's the subject.
That was just general advice for the public.
Amazing.
And body confidence?
Yeah, I
Any
mean, well,
advice
yeah, you know,
there?
if you
Smoke
want,
weed
if you
every
need
day.
it, 100%.
Amy?
Find your people.
Yeah.
Find the people that make you feel strong.
Yeah.
Mentally, physically, emotionally, and also, like, I know we said about fake it till you make it. I have a bit of a thing about that, because I think the more we all do that, the more we all fake it till we make it, the more we're all struggling, because we're not being authentic, we're not being honest, and
Yeah,
we're not
that
being
makes
real.
sense. Yeah.
And so
You're right.
I will always try and be authentic, whether that's emotional, whether that's raw, whether that is whatever. And I know there's a lot of people in my life that think I'm too emotional, but I will always say my truth, and I think that's really important. And I would want others to do the same. I don't want my tribe fake it till they make it, just so you know, guys.
Yeah. No, I get that.
I want, and that relationship.
I think there has to be, there's always going to be an element though,
Of
right?
course there is, but with your closest
faking
people.
it. But
do
no,
you need
with
to?
your closest people,
Oh, 100%.
be
But
completely
if you have to
110%
fake
you.
it
Yeah.
with your tribe,
Yeah,
then
that's
they're the wrong
problem.
people.
Yeah.
And there has to be those people that you can be completely authentically you.
Yeah.
Whether you're an absolute arsehole, whether you are in a bad mood, whether it's the time of the month, whatever, find those people. And let's help the next generation.
Yeah.
These people, we're making babies, we're producing humans. Let's get them like feeling really good about themselves and not worrying, not having all those anxieties. Although it's inevitable, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
To some, social media is going to make it happen. But we're all aspiring to look at these people that we're deeming as perfect. They've all got their own
They're not, they've
demons,
got
and
their
they're
own,
faking
yeah.
it till they make it.
Yeah.
So why are we following those people? Why are we not following the
point.
people that really empower you to feel strong? Your Stevie B's of the world. Why are we all not saying, you know what, that's the kind of person we need?
Yeah.
Why are we looking at these Instagram people and thinking that they are the bee's knees? Because they ain't. There we go.
No, I love
Over
it.
and out.
Romeo, done.
Thank you.
For me, my advice, well, it's more of a statement. Your body is supposed to wobble.
Yeah.
Like, nothing's supposed to be so tight it doesn't move. I mean, we all like a little bit of Botox, don't get me wrong. But, like, your body is supposed to move, you know? Your thighs are supposed to touch. That stops your phone from falling down the toilet when you're scrolling through, you know? Like, it's all right. And if you get chub rub, put on a pair of cycling shorts. You're supposed to wobble and you're supposed to enjoy life. Who wants to go through life just drinking green juice and counting every calorie? I appreciate in certain aspects that is absolutely appropriate and needed. But generally speaking, I just think, you know, eat the fucking burger.
Yeah. Or, you know...
I'll take the green juice, thank you very much.
and I'll take the green juice as well, but I don't mind the odd burger. But yeah, I think there's people out there that do that because they want their body confidence being the best inside, healthy they can be, right?
Yeah. And I hear that. I do hear that. But you've got to live.
Yeah.
And if having a biscuit on a Saturday morning means that you're shining sparkles out of your face for the rest of the week, then do it. Like, you are more than what you look like.
Yeah, definitely.
That's just a part of you.
Yeah.
You are more than what you look like.
I think
And
that's...
I love that. We're going to finish on that. So thank you very much. And that was the Proud Talk. Mwah. Bye-bye.
Proud Media presents The Proud Talk, a show where I get up close and personal with special guests and experts discussing topics geared to motivate and empower you. Be proud.